No.
Bacon?
Don't run him over. Nope.
RC car.
But I mean, it's legit.
Do they have like annual races for these things?
I don't know. I turned all the sensors off.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Have they taken these to the moon yet?
I know, dude.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's cut. Come over here, you can cut some.
Oh, and you got like a height adjustment layer?
Yeah. I had it on the highest because I was trying to break it. Like, not literally, but people don't understand when they send us this stuff, they want us to test it.
Yeah. It's
not a robotic brush hog.
No.
But you can use it as one, trust me.
I've seen some of your reels and footage of you doing it. Okay, so we got to sneak over to Grandpa Doss Farms, like while he's mowing one day, and just be sitting somewhere off remotely and just drive this, like just chasing with it, and just mess up his stride.
What I would like, and hopefully he doesn't watch this, would be cool is if we gave him this one, because I got this for him to use just to mess around with while he's in recovery. Would be cool is if we could get a remote that matches this one. We could like override it.
Oh yeah.
And so like while he's steering, we just make it zigzag all over his yard.
It's kind of like what we did when we were little and played video games. Like,
I know.
come on, Dad, play with it.
You only have to mess up mowing Dad's yard once, then you never have to do it again.
You never got to do it again. It's perfect.
All right, so we can drop her down. There's nothing out here. As long as you stay where I've mowed, there's nothing out here.
Okay.
So
how old
I drove down to 2, so you can actually see it cut. Isn't that easy though?
It really is, man.
And then
This is like, that's nicer than my drone controller.
Yep. No, it's telling you that I turned off one of the sensors, the front one, because if the grass is high, it stops you from running into stuff.
Well, that's, yeah, okay.
Which is good and bad if you're mowing around, like, you know, a little, like I would want the sensor on in there.
Right. Yeah.
But I wouldn't, well, you'd want it on right there. You'd have chicken nuggets.
So does this do like automatic U-turns?
Yeah. I've never used that though. I prefer the 360 in the corners. I think you may have to be mowing.
Oh, and assisted driving disabled at present, details. So you've got the assistance off.
Right. But press and hold like L1, R1 at the same time. Hold it down.
Hit start.
Uh-huh. Now you can let go with one, but not the other. So you got to pick which one you can hold down.
Oh, so that keeps the blades engaged the whole time?
Yes. So if you pass out, it stops.
Okay. From all that hard, intense labor?
Yeah. From staring.
If you forgot to get water. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Now it's got a range on it, which is weird. Down at the bottom of the driveway. Okay, it's telling you it's too far away.
Well, crud.
And you let go of your trigger.
No, it does it when it gets. They don't
Oh,
want to
okay.
go on road.
Gotcha.
Cutting your woods down.
Well, what's funny is down at the beginning of the driveway, where I've got like 200 feet, and it's level.
Yeah.
Your range is way higher. Here, it's because it's sloped and not a direct line of sight. It drops more.
Completely understandable.
Right. Hey, aren't you glad Mom and Dad got you braces? It's a cool trick I learned in college.
Yeah. You know they watch.
You see what I do with my belly button?
Now, have you chased any dogs or animals with this yet?
Just
No.
Ray.
Oh. Did you just go? No.
So you can take it over there in the higher stuff.
You care about your stripes?
No. No.
For how fast it's going, it's got a pretty good little cut.
I know. It needs the blades touched up already, though. That's weird.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Are they a full blade, or is it just the end of it?
It's one blade sharpened on both sides. Just like a regular push mower.
Golly, man, this is how you do it right here.
When I first got it, though, I hadn't mowed this yet. But when we moved in, I made note of like what was clear. And I knew there was nothing here, and I knew it was safe. But I don't want to go through there with my... I don't want to push it or anything. Dude, now you're doing donuts now.
I found a rocket.
I just graded that. But anyway, it's super handy if you know the terrain and you know you don't want to go in it.
There's a business idea here. Like, I'm gonna start a lawn care business and I'm just gonna use this.
And people ask about battery life, always relative to the wetness of the grass, even the time of day. If 115 degrees, not gonna last as long. There's no way.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
I think it'll be the same in the cold, but you won't be mowing.
I don't want to speak for Mow Raider, but if we don't, that's like an old firework. If it doesn't have a solar panel in the next version, I'll be disappointed.
Valid point.
Yep.
That's actually a really good
Now
idea.
it's not, there's no way it could charge the battery while you're mowing to 100. It's just the nature of it.
But if you could leave it out.
Yeah, it could, but it would cost 10 grand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But if you could leave it out and it was safe to do that, like right now you're mowing and it's like, maybe it knows your yard and it's like, hey, you got half an acre left. I need to charge for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
You go in and get yourself a beverage and come back and you can finish your yard. I'll take royalties.
So this is coming home with me too, right?
Yeah, it'll be at Dad's.
I know how to get there. All right, this is surprisingly more. Dang it.
I'll put it this way. If you have one of the robot ones that drives and mows your yard and comes back and parks, you're missing out.
I would agree. There's something liberating about standing right here talking to you and just driving a remote control mower around.
And being electric, you know, because we've kind of fallen in love with electric chainsaws and things that aren't meant for like heavy duty.
They've got their place.
Yep. Being electric, it's super quiet.
Yes, it is.
You answer the phone, you just let go of the blade. Take it down there though, it's a little deeper, a little thicker.
Also, Mow Raider, a brush hog edition would be.
Oh, you stuck it in a hole. But it's all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive. Yeah, if this thing would run like a brush cutter, man.
Like, what if that was a 6-foot brush cutter?
Woo.
It's because we're on top of it. People don't realize the slope here.
Yeah, you gotta.
But what if you had a 6-foot? I mean, what would you spend?
Well, I mean, you pay what?
This is $3,700. That's top of the line right now.
Okay.
You can get one for 17 if you don't have all these hills and dips.
That's just 2-wheel drive.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the bigger battery. But see, you don't have to do that. So.
This is sweet, man.
But like, I'm gonna mow the trails with it this weekend. Like, what I'm saying is like are your trails that you've made and you know are safe.
Yep.
Imagine walking Bruno
Oh.
and your mower.
Bruno would be chasing it, but
Yeah.
it'd make for good fun. All right, this is surprising me a little bit. Honestly, I think the speed is the biggest surprise or the biggest shock, because even for how fast it's going, it's really not leaving any stragglers behind.
The only thing that would make it better is if I could stand on it. But then it wouldn't be a robot mower.
Right, then you would kind of be defeating the
Right.
purpose.
You just get a stand-on mower.
Dude, I think there's a real need for this. I think this is going to have a following, because I mean, people that like pay people to mow their yards, I mean, that's an investment over time. Some of those people may be willing to sit out on the back patio, have some sweet tea, and drive their lawnmower around.
Well, like, think about it for ditches. So just like you, what do you guys have? 600-700 feet of frontage?
Yeah.
Your whole ditch could be done with that. And the best part, when people are whizzing down the county roads like they do here, I'm 30-40 feet inside my property line, and
Yep.
you know, sorry robot,
Yep.
but if somebody hits my robot, I'll fight them.
Dude, I would too. Yeah, I've got a curve right up at the very corner of our property, and so when I mow that, I got to have one looking over my shoulder, because a car could come around there. Dude, I would totally do that with this and avoid that hassle.
Well, see, like, I've got fencing up along our frontage. I can literally be in my yard, in my fence. This can be on the outside, and I can mow.
Yeah. And it's technically mulching, because it doesn't have a side.
And it has, It's thrown it out the back.
Okay.
It is a little bit lifted, but it does mulch, and it has a bag, and it auto dumps.
Dude, I would try to come up with so many different patterns of stripes, and people would think I was crazy.
Well, what I'm gonna do, you know who my neighbor is. Don't say his name, but
I do.
The gentleman I live next to, we told you guys we went to school with. My family and I, we've known him for years.
Yeah.
So when we say things about him, it's like talking about an old buddy from school. But like, what I thought about doing was going over and carving my cattle brand in my neighbor's 800 acres.
And then
Yeah. I'll take the drone up and like actually map it out, make it huge.
You should.
And then just go cut it over. He'll be like, DF.
Well, especially if you can get through there. Like, this guy going under a barbed wire fence is a lot different than this guy going over a barbed wire.
Well, there's a piece of fence he needs to fix over there. I told him about it. He hasn't. So I'm just going to drive to it. No, the reason I shut off the sensors, and this is just for people to know, when you're mowing along a fence line, that whole black front bumper is a sensor. So it wouldn't let me get near the fence. Now, if you don't want to mow near the fence because you're going to weed eat, it's perfect. If you want to mow, if you want to mow near the fence, just turn it off like I did. That was a brand new tree.
Dude, this is a lot more fun than I was expecting.
It's addicting.
I saw you doing it in a reel or a video or something, and I was like, he's having more fun than I expected. I've never seen Chad enjoy mowing that much. That's for sure. That's right. Oh, yeah, there goes the one.
Why these aren't on professional ball fields, I have no idea. Now, most of them are turf nowadays.
Yeah.
But there's still some legit good ones that aren't turf.
Dude, so many things are going through my head of what I could do with this guy and not break that much of a sweat.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. Like, when I mowed, I stood in the shade and mowed right here, the whole doggone thing.
So, that means if you get a big zero turn, you don't need it anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. I get an email about a robotic or some type of autonomous mower once a week, at least. This was on Kickstarter. I looked it up. I was like, man, this has got a real following. And then there's a channel, I forget his actual channel name, but it's called like Drake's Big Dreams or Drake's Adventures. And he's a gentleman, I don't know where he lives, but he got a real long southern drawl. Real long.
And he drives this thing.
And he has one. And I was like, dude, if Drake's got one, I got to get one.
You got to do it.
Because he also has a Can-Am and an F-250. See where I'm going? I didn't actually copy him.
So we're having a...
I don't know. It's not a contest. It's one of those things where you follow somebody and you see what they did and you like what they did and you're like, you know what? Why would I go look at something else?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to this, because there's a lot of them on the market. It's saturated.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own, you know.
What I didn't tell you was I also got an email from them and I responded and I was like, yeah, I'm all good with it, man. Let's do it. And then I quit hearing from them. Well, then I get a text from you saying, hey, look what I got. So you responded, I sent you one. So this was supposed to be mine.
I don't think that happened.
I'll show you the email. No, I'm just kidding.
All you need to do is reach out, because I got this a little bit early because it's there's a summer sale or something, but they have another promotion going on because around here, as you know, we mow early spring and then you hit summer and you may not mow for 45, 60 days.
Yeah, not unless you want to.
This is rare. The rain we're getting right now, straight due to the hurricane.
Yep.
It's not supposed to be here.
Nope.
So they have another push coming this fall. You need to reach out to her. I'll send her an email and copy you on it.
Well, so I did get an email from them, but I have to tattle on myself. I didn't respond because I wasn't expecting it to be able to do this. And so I was like, man, I don't want them to send it out to my place and it just not, I don't want it to fall short of.
Well, and you and I have to be really, really careful about who we work with on lawnmowers because we have hills.
Yeah.
We have a hilly 20 acres.
Yep.
We have a hilly 40. And even the part we mow is honestly more hilly than what we would pasture.
Absolutely.
Like my house sits on the hilliest part.
Yep.
So same with you guys.
I lean forward up a good portion of what I mow on my zero turn. And so I know a lot of these are rated. I think this one, do you remember is it like 35 degrees, which is like I
want to say 60.
It may be. I know the all-wheel drive was definitely a really good incline number. And I thought, cool, we'll test that on my main hill.
Yeah, I think it was 60 degrees. 45 would be straight up, correct?
45 this way. 90.
90 be straight up.
Yep.
Okay, he went to school. I didn't. Anyway, I think this was 60 degrees, which is, you're talking like a bunker at a golf course, dude.
That's sick. Yeah. That's
so no, you need to reach out. The only reason, and I got to give credit to Drake, I'll tag him below. We're friends on Facebook, but I don't think he knows who I am. But he's probably like, yeah, you're the guy that bought the Can-Am and then you have 250.
Yeah, I got the mower like me.
But the only reason I knew what this was when they emailed me was because of him, because I watch his videos. He's kind of like me. He likes innovative stuff, but he doesn't want the cheap stuff that everybody's got. He did his homework. Brock has one of these too.
Okay.
So
I am thoroughly impressed in the short amount of time that I was driving it, and it makes me want to do it more. I want to try it on my property.
People don't realize it weighs like 150 pounds.
It is.
It is a beast. It's a mower with a roll cage.
I can tell you firsthand, this is my first time seeing it in person other than Chad's other shorts and things. This looks almost 1.5 times bigger than what I was expecting in person.
Kyle looks at my shorts.
I check out Chad's shorts quite often. We're just going to
You're welcome.
right there. Awesome, dude. So you get to keep this, and how long do you think it's going to last you? Because I know you're going to push it to its limits.
I did. I mean, I took it down there because I wanted to try it, but I only mowed where, like I paid attention before the grass got high. I know there's nothing dangerous right there all the way to Ray's Gate. So I took it in there, and you know, the only thing that actually slowed it down was battery time. Because it was cutting bigger stuff. But that's how it should be.
So it just eats the battery when it has to.
If you put gas in your zero turn and wait till it's 2 feet tall, you're going to use more gas.
Absolutely.
So,
well, and you at least I think dried out. The blades should have dried out enough from your rain last night. So what we just now did shouldn't have been too taxing.
No.
But that's pretty sweet, man.
I dig it.
I would play with that as an RC car even without the blades running.
I know. Well, like if you didn't have the blades on, you could like run food to people.
I was getting ready to say you could sit in your recliner, drive it over to the fridge.
You know
say, hey, Adler, throw a DP on there.
I didn't have this over the 4th of July. It came a day late. But I'm already thinking this needs a platform for shooting fireworks off of. And then you could drive it across the hill. MoRaider did not sponsor the last 30 seconds of this clip.
Absolutely not. Don't do this.
You could drive it across the hill and have fireworks on the go.
And then you could drive it back to
That thing's so heavy, you probably pull a trailer.
You don't have to get up and go.
I know.
You reload it.
I just load the fireworks.
Dude.
I run food to people.
Now you're thinking.
Yep. If I could teach that to put the hose back in the tank when Frank knocks it out, that'd be something, man.
You ain't going to do another drop of work the rest of your time out here.
That'd be something. Well, I was, you know, work smarter, not harder when you hit 40. I don't pick stuff up very heavy anymore.
I understand that. I just randomly pick up heavy stuff still because I'm not 40.
I don't do it. I don't.
I'll get there.
One surgically repaired bicep and one that should have been, but I had some grace. Chose to live with an 80% bicep.
Yeah.
So now I use the tractor.
And the remote control mower.
And a remote control mower. Goodness. Yeah, if you're not convinced by now that you need one of these, I don't know what to tell you. So we have a unique situation. Our septic runs right out here. And then the leach field is all up and down this hill, some of it on the other side of our fence. But we get a lot of growth right here because, true story, I think the previous homeowner just took too much dirt off of this when he banked up against his pool. And that's why we get water coming up. But we can always fix that. But how do you mow it other than very carefully? Well, I'm doing it right now, and I'm pretty stinking impressed because this is thick, heavy, wet grass all the time.
Max range, please return.
Watch out. Now, I'm not trying to tear up my mower, and under the advice of our septic guy, we've been advised to put rocks here and just let the dirt eat the rocks, let the muck eat the rocks. So it's real rocky in there, a bunch of creek rock. So I'm not trying to tear up my mower, but I did want to show that you give it the green light, it'll cut, man. I'm a believer. Just volunteer grass, but I don't care what your front yard looks like. It's not as thick as that stuff. So if your front yard is volunteer grass or very well maintained, whatever you've got, you'd be hard pressed to not want one of these, guys. I mean, the whole time I've been standing here in the shade, I just really like this thing. And I want to express too, the reason I had my brother out, Kyle, and I'll tag his channel down below, is I wanted you guys to see how big this thing is. People see this and they think like Roomba, like for carpet, but this thing is huge. I think it weighs like 150 pounds. Now this is the larger battery, the all-wheel drive, the S1, the one you want, to be honest, just straight rips. But I wanted Kyle out here so you could see it next to somebody our height. We're 6'3", 6'4", a couple 100 pounds on any given holiday, 10 more. This thing's got my vote, man. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think this is just for somebody who's got gnarly ditches or whatever and doesn't want to risk tearing up their mower. This isn't the fence, but I could mow this ditch and be inside my fence at the same time. Does that make sense? Like I could literally drive that out my driveway, go along the fence, and just walk with my mower on the other side, and I'd be safe from anybody on the road versus standing out there and having to push mow it, riding mower, the tractor, whatever. So it's definitely a contender. It's definitely a contender. But even if you just have a small backyard like this, 67% battery on the mower, and then the remote is still at 100%. And the reason the battery on the mower is lower, well, first off, it's because it's operating the mower. It's huge. But anytime you tear into stuff like that and it's wet and it bogs the engine down and it makes the battery work harder to spin that blade, that uses more battery. But this, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is 90 by 100 with a 30-foot pool that we don't obviously have to mow under, but everything else you could mow. I mean, I'm sure if I wanted to, I could tackle that. Focus. I'm sure if I wanted to, I could tackle that, but it's not like that's going to eat up 68% of battery left. Well, again, huge shout out to MowRaider. I'm going to put some footage in here, just some random clips. I have no idea what it's going to look like, and just toss it in here. But I do have a link. I think it saves you 5, 6, 7, 8%. They're running sales all the time, so I'm not exactly sure what my link saves you at the time of this video. I said they can be had from anywhere just south of 2,000 to just south of 4,000. But I see this thing lasting a long time. The only thing I did was I turned off the collision sensor because you can't get very close to a fence if it's on. I also noticed in the real weedy stuff, which you probably aren't buying this for, but in the real heavy weedy stuff, it would actually set off the motion sensor or collision sensor. Again, this is the S1 all-wheel drive. No complaints, no regrets. I'm gonna go wash her off and tuck her in and then go hide from the heat. Y'all be good. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.
No.
Bacon?
Don't run him over. Nope. Bacon and chicken. Oh my goodness.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do I do?
Press. This your favorite way to mow now? Press and hold this one and this one at the same time. And don't let go.
You press and hold at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Tap the green button. And you can let go with one of them. Okay, now just drive it like you were, but don't let go of the trigger. This is just a path to the creek. I just wanted Ray to be able to test it.
That's so cool!
And you can follow it.
Oops.
Oh, you let go of the trigger.
Oh.